Chapter 11. 25, titled How to Define Death. Title is a Vegapunk sentence from page 11 in Chapter 11, 23. Chapter starts in Egghead Island. Marines are talking about the Seraphims. They're being recharged before be taken to the Marine ships. Lucci and Kaku are boarding Marine ships too. One of the Cypher Paul agents asks them for Stussy. Cypher Paul agent asks, "Where is Stussy-san?" Lucci says, "I killed her." We don't see any emotion on Lucci's face when he says that. Kaku's face is hidden, but it seems he's holding back his emotions. We don't see Stussy or Kizaru in this chapter. Cut to Saturn. He's remembering what happened in Mary Joy's 200 years ago. Saturn was the one that 200 years ago ordered a group of scientists from that time to destroy giant robot Imeth, but they chose to hide it instead to study it in secret. Then Saturn talks with the 9 vice admirals. Saturn says that they got everything they came for, the power plant, York, and Punk records. But they also suffer from great failure. Vice admirals apologize and say they will go to Elbaf immediately to catch Straw Hat, but Saturn says it's not necessary. Saturn says, "The greatest failure we made is allowing Vegapunk's message to be broadcasted throughout the world." Doberman says, "Saint Saturn, as a soldier of the government, I would like to ask this question. If our action is considered a failure, then does that mean Vegapunk told the truth in his message?" Without a word, Saturn blows Doberman's head with his powers the same he did in Chapter 1094 in front of the rest of the astonished Vice Admirals. Guillotine says, "Vice Admiral Doberman." Marine says, "Wake up the medical team, Vice Admiral." Cut to the labor phase. York notices that the cloud machine is working by itself. She tries to stop it, but it's too late, and Punk Records, the upper part of the giant egg, detaches itself from Egghead Island and flies away thanks to the clouds. York says, "Damn it, they took the Punk Records." Cut now to Mary Joy's. We see that the food shortage crisis is everywhere, and the Tenryubito are panicking. In the Pangaea Castle, we see that Figureland Garling, wearing an elegant suit, is walking to the room of authority. Garling enters and sits in one of the chairs. Then he addressed the other 5 elders informally. Garling says, "I'm here because I just received an order." Warcury says, "What is with your tone, Garling? Watch your mouth." Garling says, "From this moment on, the Vegapunk York will be placed under my direct command, and I will assume position of the warrior god of science and defense." The other 5 elders are stunned, knowing what this means. Mars says, "It can't be." Garling says it will get messy from here. The world will be in a state of turmoil like never seen before. Let's make the world a better place together. My fellow elders. Garling uses the kanji of star. Cut back to Egghead Island. We see that Saturn falls on the floor screaming in front of the shocked vice admirals. Black flames and lightning erupt from Saturn's body. Saturn says while thinking that it couldn't be Imu-sama. We see that Saturn's body rapidly grows older and wrinkled like a mummy. Vice admirals are still shocked and they don't know what to do. Then Saturn hears Imu's voice in his head. Imu says, "Saturn, why did you let Joy Boy escape?" Saturn says, "Please have mercy. His power is unpredictable, beyond my comprehension." Then there's a huge explosion of black flames and lightning. After the flames dies down, only Saturn's skeleton remains on the floor. Cut now to Punk Records that it's flying in the sky over the sea, far away from Egghead Island. We discover that Shaka, Edison, Pythagoras, and Atlas are alive, and they are talking about York and Punk Records. Pythagoras says brainwaves can connect to this place from anywhere in the world, so it's possible for York to access this brain's information too. Edison says, "I know, but it's better than just leave it intact in her hands, right? We will take care of it until humanity figure out how to use this brain well." Shaka says, "Because of York shot us, we failed to take the laboratory with us too." Pythagoras says, "And we can't invent right now due to a lack of budget and materials." Edison says, "That is where our friend will come in." We can see that inside the egg dome there is a long corridor with many replacement parts for the Vegapunk's clones, bodies, heads, arms. The Vegapunks build a new body with that replacement. combining Edison's head, Shaka's body and legs, Atlas' left arm, and Pythagoras' right arm. All four of them are talking inside the same brain, but we don't hear Stella talking in this chapter. Edison says, "There. What do you think?" Atlas says, "Weird." Shaka says, "Are you jealous of my normal proportions?" Edison says, "Of course not." Atlas says, "Let's throw away all the York parts." Edison says, "Good point. Can't stand them." Then Edison calls to his friend, Haratus in Weatheria. Edison says, "Hello, Weatheria. This is Vegapunk here." Haratus says, "What? What do you want, and aren't you dead?" Last 2 pages of the chapter take place in Kamabaka Queendom. Koala is summarizing Vegapunk's speech for everyone. Betty says, "So our world is sinking into the ocean." Sabo says, "Then it makes sense the Tenryubito chose to live on top of Red Line, the highest location in the world." Ivankov says, "And that's why the world government ordered slaves to build giant bridges at Tequila Wolf, Vodka Wolf, Rum Wolf, and Bourbon Wolf since 700 years ago." Karasu says, "Yes. They all have a purpose." Morley says, "I can't believe it." Chapter ends with Dragon standing on the beach and talking to himself. Dragon says Vegapunk, "There's no guarantee that people who believe in your last words will only make preparations for peace. We must hurry up and finish this, or the fight among the citizens to secure a safe place to live will arrive soon." End of the chapter. No break next week. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. For more anime content, subscribe to the channel. That's it for today. Peace out.